Skinny girls weak, them hoes don't compare. Junk in the trunk looking like 2 pairs. Woo, got me hotter than a sauna. Ass so fat, make me wanna thank your mama. Ass so fat, I think I need a lap dance. Ass so fat, about to pop out of them pants.
What's up, you guys? So I'm back today with another video. Today I'm showing you guys how to make my mozzarella cheesy stuffed meatballs. They're so good, you guys. So if you want to see how I make my stuffed meatballs, stay tuned. You guys, so I have 10 pounds of ground beef here. I'm going to go ahead and get it out of this butcher bag and into this bowl. Lego. Okay, you guys, so I have the 10 pounds of ground beef here. So we're going to go ahead and season this up. The first thing I'm going to use is a pack of this Lipton onion soup mix. So I'm going to throw that in there. Next, I'm going to go in with some ground sage. When you put ground sage in your ground meat, it makes everything pretty much taste like sausages. So good. So I'm going to put some ground sage. So you guys, that was the ground sage. Next, I'm going to put some of this salt-free seasoning. A nice generous amount. Next, I'm going to put some paprika. So next, I'm going to put some steak seasoning. Some garlic powder. Next, I'm going to put some sazon completo. Some dried Italian seasoning. A nice amount of that. Some adobo. And this looks like a lot of seasoning. This is 10 pounds of meat, y'all. So that was adobo. And last up, some black pepper. So we got all the seasoning in here. Now I'm going to go in and mix this up. Make sure you get in the bottom, pull it up. Okay, so this is looking good. I'm gonna mix it some more in a little bit. So for mine, I don't use dry breadcrumbs, I do wet. So right here, I have, I would say about a cup of milk, and I have some bread here. What is this? 5 slices. So what I do is I go ahead and stick the bread in the milk, let it get soggy, and then I put it in the meat mixture and break it up. This is how the Italians do it. Just get it down in there. Let it soak up the milk. And then add it to your meat mixture. So, I'll be back in a couple minutes after it soaks in some more. Okay, so our milk has soaked into the bread. So we're going to go ahead and dump that into here. See that? I'm telling you, you guys have to try it with the soaked bread. Your meatballs will come out so moist. It looks so good. So now I'm going to add 2 packets of sazon. Because you know, we got to have the sazon in it somewhere, right? For the sabor. So, we have that in there. And then we're going to go ahead and mix all this up again. Look at that. This is going to make the meatballs so moist and good. This is my secret to my meatballs. And everybody loves my meatballs. I soak my bread in milk. There's my secret. So mix this all up. And I don't use eggs in mine. you don't really need a binder. When you do the bread soaked, the milk soaked bread, you don't really need the eggs. Look at that, you see that? Okay. Good. See all that flavor in there? Look at that. Every bite is flavored. So good. Hey you guys, so I have 3 blocks of mozzarella cheese. I took out 2 because I wasn't sure how many I was gonna need. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut up the first 2, and if I need more, I'll go ahead and cut the last one. But I'm gonna go ahead and cut these into 1/2-inch blocks, and that's what we're gonna use to stuff the meatballs with, some 1/2-inch cubes. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut that up real quick. Okay, you guys, so I cut the mozzarella cheese up into, like, I would say this is a little bigger than 1/2 inch. This is like almost an inch, if not an inch. So I have it all cut up. I have my meat here. I mixed in again after I did the soaking bread mixture. This is just gonna be super flavorful, you guys. So I'm gonna show you how I form my meatball. Okay, you guys, so what I do is I get a little bit of the meat, about I like not super small meatballs, so I get about this much of the meatballs of the meat mixture. I flatten it, then I take a piece of the cheese, put it inside, cover it up, and then I just roll it. See? And I just roll it on up. I'm gonna have to, I took off my other glove so that I could set up the camera. But as soon as I put my other glove up, I'll do it, you know, the old school rolling. But see? Make sure that all the seams are closed so the cheese doesn't seep out. And that's how I do the meatballs. These are nice size, right? See? Now let's make about 50 more. I'll be back, y'all. Okay, you guys, so I have all these meatballs rolled. This is literally like 100 meatballs, y'all. So these are gonna go into the oven at 350 just until you see like little spots of the cheese coming out. Because the cheese is in the middle. Once you see some of the cheese coming out, then you know it's heated all the way to the center. But first, I'm going to sprinkle this with a little bit more Italian seasoning. Okay, so now these are going in the oven. Okay, guys, so here are our meatballs. As you can see, some of the cheese has come out the inside, but that's cool because it's all going to go into the pot or the pan. I'm going to transfer them from this pan into here and drain the oil out. And I meant to say earlier, be careful with the oil that it doesn't drip in your ovens. So I'm going to go ahead and put these into here. Another thing you can do is you could cook them a little under so that all the cheese doesn't come out. And then you could like finish cooking in the sauce. But yeah, so let's get started on the sauce. Oh my gosh, you guys, this smells so good. You gotta try it. As you can see, even though some of the cheese had came out in the pan, I still put so much that it's still filled with cheese.
I don't want to.
So, you see that?
I don't want to.
Okay, so we have the meatballs here in the pan. Over here is my lasagna, but y'all don't worry about that. That's coming up next. Ever since I did that video with my lasagna, the meat one and the veggie one, y'all been wanting to see it. So I just did the meat one. I'll do the veggie one next. But that's coming up. But back to these meatballs. So we're going to pretty much make the sauce inside the pan. So I'm going to go ahead first with a can of this traditional sauce. Just going to pour that all over. Next, I'm going to go in with a can of the Prego garlic and herb. Yum, yum, yum. Next, some minced garlic. A little bit of sugar. Next, we're gonna put a little half of a red onion, half of a green bell pepper. And we're gonna mix this up. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and roast this in the oven for like 10-15 minutes, just until, you know, all the flavors integrate. So I'll be right back. Okay, you guys, so our meatballs are done. Ooh, look at how good that looks. So I'm gonna finish it off with some Parmesan cheese. That looks so good. And a little bit more Italian seasoning. Yum. And that's it. This is my baked stuffed meatballs. So good. Yum.